Stay frosty and check out redzonecoins.com for the cheapest, fastest coins on the market. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 10% off. Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the Director. All right, dudes, we just got a crap ton of information about Madden Ultimate Team via their stream just moments ago. I wanted to do one huge video, kind of tell you guys everything that you need to know, but there's so much to go over. I think it'd be easier for you guys if I put out a couple of different ones so you just have an ease of access to the information that you're looking for. Dudes, this video is going to be insane. The game looks different. There's new functions, including a feature that I don't think any of us saw coming, the ability to put on 10 abilities on each side of the ball, so like a total of 20. That is insane. I'll explain exactly how all this stuff works in this video, guys. Before we get started, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this Madden Ultimate Team content. Small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, bell notification helps me out a lot. Let's get into this video, man. We got a couple to get through today. Let's start with how the game looks. Now, hashtag fix Madden card art has kind of been a popular theme the last couple of weeks because people are unhappy with the way that this looks. They don't like that the card takes up half of the space. They kind of explained why they're doing that. Now, if it's the right move, I don't know. Position, overall rating, archetype, all of this information that used to be all over the card are now on this little like slidey thing that comes over. So no, this isn't the official view of the card that you're going to be seeing maybe in your binder, but I would say it's probably the main one. So some people may not like that, but it's more to provide, you know, what the information is on the card without, you know, like completely overtaking the normal card art. So if we take a look over here, they showed us what the 50-50 view looks like versus the 80-20 view. So on the left side, you'll see Patrick Mahomes kind of has the information of his team. Maybe it'll have some more stuff if you look at the details of the card. Then on the right, you see Lamar Jackson. Everything's been kind of moved over to the side. And from what I can tell, when you're looking in your binder here, and they kind of show you kind of like their thought process over the whole thing, you know, like how they're going to utilize the space in the card. But if you guys take a look here, it looks like when you're in your binder, when you're highlighted on a player, let's say like Aaron Donald is right now, it's going to show you all the additional information, your X factors, your superstars, you know, your team cams and stuff like that. But when you're not looking at the card, it's going to show you that 2080 view. So you get to see more of the player. Me personally, I would like to see, you know, more of the player at all times. And then if I need the additional information, maybe there's an additional button that you can press to get that stuff to slide over to the other side. But this is something that I completely saw coming, guys. Months ago, I told you guys, I don't think this is going to be the official thing. I think it's going to slide into place because it just doesn't make sense aesthetically. And there you have it. That's hashtag fix Madden card art. I feel it has been somewhat addressed, and it feels like they've had this in the works for quite a while. So maybe that's something they had planned a ways back. Now, taking a look at the actual lineup screen, this is kind of what it's going to look like out there. And you guys will see a couple different things I'm going to put in a different video of some of the new cards coming in. But this is kind of how it's going to be laid out. You got the Bobby Wagner up there. You show the superstar, you know, ability stuff on the right side. Very familiar to what we've seen in the past. But what's very unique, and we'll show you that in just a second, Aaron Donald, when you guys take a look at the card itself, this is kind of what you're looking at, kind of like that main view that you would see when you first clicked on an item in Madden 21. I'm sorry, in Madden 20. This is kind of what you're going to see. And it kind of, you know, categorizes all the different things you want to get out of the information in that card. So at the far left screen right here where it says home, you're going to see all the standard stuff that you can do with the card. You can compare it, you can auction it, you can trade it. Then you go over to attributes. It'll actually show you all the stats of the card. This is where a lot of people are going to be spending time on. They've separated it in different categories. You got key, you know, you got your speed, your acceleration, your strength, all the stuff that we would seem is important. And they got general too, which is kind of unique because they actually put the height and weight of these players, which we haven't seen before in Madden Ultimate Team, on the card. So I guess you could consider this the back of the card in Madden 21. And then as far as your upgrades go, they kind of have this new timeline thing, right? Where you get to kind of see, you know, the progression of what you did in upgrading this player. So for instance, here you see, you know, it costs 5 training to upgrade to this part in the timeline. It's going to unlock certain things that you can put on this card right here. So that's just kind of the new view of how things are going to look. So I would say more or less the same of what we're used to, but it's just formatted a little bit differently. So don't be too intimidated if it all looks a little bit different than what you're used to. And this is what it kind of looks like if you've got a power-up item, you know, with this timeline progression. Like I was saying before, you know, each one of these represents a time that you've upgraded the card, and that came with a different thing that it unlocked. I have to assume it's going to be like chemistries and positions and stuff like that. This is the kind of stuff that you're looking for. Now, one thing that probably the biggest thing you guys need to get out of this video is that abilities and superstar X factors are changing in a huge way, in a way where you can add a lot more superstar players on each side of the ball if you choose to do so. And what I'm talking about are this little thing right here. It says 0 AP. That stands for 0 ability points. They are changing the way you put abilities on these, kind of like the way you see in salary cap. If you want a really OP player, the salary cap's going to be a little bit higher. The same thing applies to the abilities themselves. Some abilities are a lot better than others, if that makes sense. So ability caps, let's get into this real quick. So the first thing you'll notice is that Fearmonger has a 0 ability point factor to it. They want to make sure that the 3 X factors that you have on the field don't cost you any ability points, but they said all of this is subject to change. That's not the big thing. Let's get to the big thing over here. Do they have a thing that they can show us specifically about the slots? So this is basically talking about how many abilities you can put on, and this is the same tier as last year. You're going to get, 1 with 80 overall, 2 with 85, 3 with 90, and then 98 and 99, they're going to add 2 more from what it looks like. You're going to get a 4th and a 5th with 98 and 99. The big thing I want to look at here we go. This is where things get super important for Madden 21. This is a game changer. This is something that's going to change the strategy of how you build your team and how you go into head-to-head. This is massive. It looks like you're going to have a pool of ability points, about 10 ability points on each side of the ball, right? And each ability is going to come with a different cost. So this one right here, Reach Elite, able to sack or tackle while engaged with blockers. That's going to cost you 1 ability point, right? So let's say you had a whole defense of just Bobby Wagner's. You have 10 points to spend. You could put this Reach Elite that only costs 1 ability point on every single player that's eligible. So you can put on up to 10 players on defense because you have those points to spend. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. It kind of gives you some more freedom as to how you want to spread your abilities around. Let's go out down here. Goal stuff. This one costs 3 ability points. So if you want to absolutely deck out like a Bobby Wagner, you can put on this expensive superstar ability, which costs 3 out of your 10 points on defense. You guys kind of understanding what I'm getting at here. It's an extra level and an extra layer of strategy that you need to tune into in order to build your squads. Here's a great view of what you're looking at here. You guys see up here where it says active superstars, 5 out of 10 ability points. All right, these are the active players that he has in his roster right now on defense. Aaron Donald, he's costing 3 ability points. Bobby Wagner's costing 2, and there's plus 0 active superstar manageability, so you can put more on there. But the point is here, he's using 5 out of 10 ability points on 2 players right now. How you want to spread that around seems to be up to you, which is super interesting in this year's mode. They kind of show what it looks like too when you're going into the abilities. So this will show you, just kind of like in Madden 20, if you wanted to see who has the abilities on it, it'll show you these 2 players right here, and it'll also show you the abilities that are on them. Now there's an easy way to activate and deactivate this. If I come off of the screen for a second there, you'll see on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, there's a button that says deactivate. You can deactivate Fearmonger because as with the abilities, there's a limit to how many X factors you can have. 3 on each side of the ball. So if you just want to have the abilities on Bobby Wagner and you want to take off Fearmonger or whatever, you can deactivate it with 1 click of the button and then go put it on somebody else, which is so interesting. So let me see if there's anything else. I think that's it, guys. This is a huge game changer to Madden 21, dude. The ability to use these points in order to address, different variety like positions on the field. So if there's one particularly like OP ability that you want on multiple players, let's say for instance at wide receiver or at tight end, we'll use an ability from last year in Matchup Nightmare. If you wanted Matchup Nightmare on like 3 tight ends, you run like a lot of 3 tight end sets, you could do that and still have abilities on your quarterback and maybe a wide receiver. You just need to be able to manage where those points are going on both offense and defense. So I would say if you're using just the 1 point, abilities that are just, 1 ability point, you can put them on up to 20 players, 10 on each side of the ball, offense and defense. So very interesting. Well, guys, what do you think of this new ability feature? This is very unique to Madden 21. Very interesting to see how people are going to strategize in building their teams around this new point factor. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time. And as always, stay frosty.